crazy how life slips right into your life, forces everything else to the side. Fall in love at a glance, that's alright.
Matt and I met 4.5 years ago at a bar in Newport. I was just going out with a girlfriend. It was a Tuesday night, so we were just going out for a drink, and Matt's best friends from Missouri were in town.
Had my buddies in town from St. Louis. We went out, we were having a good time. Drinking beers, partying at the bar down in Newport.
So they were really going after it.
Her and her friend were there, just sitting at the bar, and my buddies were being obnoxious, hitting on them.
He was coming over to us and hitting on us and just very drunk. And so Matt comes over and was like, "Oh, leave him alone, leave him alone."
So I went over and played the nice guy role, and I kind of rescued her from my buddies.
And swooped right in, and we've been together ever since.
The rest of the night we hung out and had fun. We took some pictures in a photo booth and got her number and ended up calling her maybe the next day, maybe 2 days after, and then we hit it off from there.
About a week after we met, we had been talking on the phone, but Matt's friends were still in town, so we wanted to wait to have our first date until they were gone. And Matt called me and he wanted to go out to lunch.
Our first date was probably about a week after we met, because my buddies were still in town for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days after we met. First date was I met her down at the pier here in Huntington.
So we had decided on a time and a place to meet. I got there early because that's how crazy I am about being on time. And Matt was a half hour late.
And it's funny because I was late.
So I was sitting there thinking that I am being stood up, and finally he gets there and I say, "Why are you late?" He said, "Oh, I was vacuuming my car and I lost track of time."
I had to wash my car before I went. I didn't know she was going to be getting in my car, so I wanted to wash my car. And I got done, I think we were meeting at like 10 o'clock. And I think I left at 10 o'clock. Ended up getting to Main Street in Huntington, I don't know, maybe half an hour late, and she was still there, luckily.
And I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just chalk it up as a one-time mistake. And so we went out to Ruby's together, and right away we were having so much fun, and the conversation was easy, and it was so great. And I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to be the girl at Ruby's who orders a salad. So when the waiter comes, I said, "Can I have a cheeseburger and fries?" thinking I'm going to be the cool girl. And Matt, when the waiter comes, says, "Can I have a turkey sandwich with a side salad instead of the fries?"
I ordered I believe a turkey club with a salad. And Felicia ordered like a greasy cheeseburger or something. So that's kind of like our, she always makes fun of me because I always try to eat healthy. And she eats healthy too, but she loves, junk food, as do I. But it was funny because, she made fun of me because I ordered something healthy on our first date. But she didn't think that was very manly.
And so I remember just being so embarrassed.
I thought it was cool. Eat whatever she wants, eats a big burger and fries. It was good.
And after our lunch date, it went so well that we decided to go to the beach together.
After lunch, we went and sat on the beach for a couple hours. I ended up meeting her dad, mom and dad, on our first date actually, because they're big beach people, and they were at the beach, and we were gonna walk right past them, and she's like, "Do you wanna meet him?" And I'm like, "All right, I'm not gonna walk right past him and not introduce myself." So we went and met her mom and dad briefly, and then sat on the beach and just hit it off. Kind of sparks flew on the first date, so that's how it started.
So we spent the day at Tower 4 just hanging out, and I really was just falling in love with them that day. I knew right away. And then from then on, we hung out pretty much every day for the next 2 weeks until I moved to Spain.
Yeah, so after our first date, we talked about it. She informed me she was going to move to Spain to study abroad for 4 months. It was kind of scary, I would say, because, we really liked each other, and her telling me that was kind of like, do we want to do this or do we not want to do this? But we spent those 10 days every single day together, and kind of, during that time kind of solidified that we wanted to be together. So after that 10th day, she left. It was a pretty hard thing to do. She was pretty upset, and I was pretty upset too, but she left.
And when I moved to Spain, we didn't talk about what was going to happen before I left until I was there. And we Skyped, and Matt said, I don't really want you to be dating anybody else.
And then once she got there, we kind of talked through Skype, and when she got there, we made ourselves boyfriend and girlfriend, I guess you would say, over the phone or over Skype or whatever it was.
So we decided to be exclusive for the 6 months that I was going to be there. And then a month later, he came out to Spain and visited me.
And I actually went to Europe for the first time and visited her for 10 days. She surprised me with a trip to Paris right when we got there, which blew my mind. And that's one of the things I love about her. She's very spontaneous, and she doesn't care about money or anything. She just wants to have a good time and have fun. So got to Paris and spent a couple days there, and then spent the rest of our time in Barcelona. And then she came back from Barcelona a couple months later, and we've been together ever since.
I got back from Spain, and we pretty much moved in together right away. Everything happened very fast. Everybody thought it was crazy. I was crazy. All my friends, because I'm not really the relationship girl. And so I knew right away, and I told them, this is it. This is it. And they thought I was crazy. But 4 years later, we were engaged, and here we are.
I proposed on a Wednesday. I guess I'll start with the ring. We've been together a little over 4.5 years, so during that time, we'd walk past stores, and she'd always ask me which ring I liked best. And every time I did it, I said the wrong one. She kind of knew I wasn't going to pick the right ring. So we decided together that we design one and pick one out together. So that's what we did. We shopped around a little bit, went to some different places, ended up going to an awesome place here in Huntington Beach, family-owned little shop, and designed a beautiful ring. So she kind of knew when it was going to be done, but she didn't know when I was going to propose. We had like a month time frame to when it was going to be done. So I got the ring, and I think it happens to most guys. It was burning a hole in my pocket, and I'm like, I gotta get rid of this thing. I gotta give it to her, So I did it on a Wednesday.
He proposed on a Wednesday, so it was early day for me at school. And it was actually a terrible day for me because I had the talk with my principal about whether I was going to have a job the next year, and it was all kind of unsure. So I was in a terrible mood, and I left from school, and the only thing that I was happy about was that Matt was going to be home and the door was going to be unlocked, so when I carried all my stuff, I wouldn't have to put it down.
She came home from work. I spent the day decorating the apartment. I hung balloons, probably 50 balloons from the ceiling, lit a bunch of candles, put one of our favorite songs on, had my suit on, had a bottle of champagne and some champagne glasses, and I locked the door so I could prepare for her to walk in.
But I get to the door, and it's locked.
So she walked in, and at first she couldn't unlock the door. She had all her stuff from coming home from work, and couldn't unlock the door, so I could hear her out there fiddling with it and kind of getting mad.
And I was so mad. I'm like, why does Matt have the door locked? So I'm pounding on the door. I will not put down my stuff and get out my keys. So I'm just pounding on the door, and he won't answer the door. So I'm so mad. And I put down my stuff, I unlocked the door, and
she eventually came in and started crying immediately.
All I saw was balloons hanging from the ceiling and candles everywhere, and Matt was in his suit, and our favorite song was playing, and I lost it. I just started crying right away.
It was special. It was perfect. It was just the two of us. It was, you know, we didn't have to worry about other people watching or anything like that. It was really, really special. You know, we both kind of cried a little bit.
And I couldn't even walk towards him. He just kept saying, Felicia, Felicia, come here. And I was just crying. I was just crying. I couldn't. But I finally walked towards him, and he got on his knee, and I was just crying. I don't even remember what he said.
And I don't even know what I said, but it was really special.
He just, by the end, he just said, Felicia, will you? And I said yes, and we both just were crying and kissing. And then I said, what did you say? I don't remember what you said. And he didn't even remember because he was so nervous. So I hope it was good.
We like to do a lot of things together. First thing I would say is going out to dinner and enjoying meals and having drinks at restaurants. It's one thing we probably spend way too much money on, but we enjoy to do it. So, I mean, we can go sit in restaurants and have drinks for hours. And we've done it before. That's kind of how we started our relationship. First thing we did when I got to Barcelona was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we went and walked to this cool little bar and had beers, you know, at like 2 o'clock in the morning, which is normal in Barcelona.
Our favorite thing to do is travel. If we had unlimited funds, we would be all over the place. But right away after we met, like I said, he came to Spain, and we went to Paris, and throughout the years we've been to all over, Belize, Pennsylvania, Missouri a lot, so that's our number one favorite thing to do. But while we're here in Huntington, we like to go watch sports. That's what we do, spend most of our time, go to bars downtown and just watch the game.
We like to just get on our bike and do a little bar hopping. You know, we might go to different spots and have a drink here or there. We might just cruise up and down the path along the ocean. We also use it to go to different family members' houses that live here in town. So we'll go to Sunday dinner, we'll ride our bike. We're kind of just, you know, it's a fun way to get around.
I'm more of a homebody than Matt, so some of my favorite things to do are just watch movies and stay in, but we're pretty laid back. We just like to be around our friends and our family and have a good time.
I've got her into camping. I know prior to her meeting me, she wasn't much of a camper. I think she went one time in her life, but it's something I love to do. And one of the first camping trips we went on, we went to Colorado, and I did this mountain bike race. And I took her, I kind of told her I think we were going to be at a organized campground, but we went out in the middle of nowhere. It was the coolest thing I've ever done. One of the coolest things. I loved it. But we went out there and set up camp on the middle of this dirt road out in the middle of the mountains in Vail, Colorado. And I'll never forget, we got the tent set up, and she wanted to take a nap. So she took a nap. She got in the tent, and as I'm out there cutting wood or doing something, a coyote ran right past the tent. And I didn't say anything, but I didn't tell her until we left. But if she would have known there was a coyote, she would have killed me.
Matt's best quality, I think, is his patience. He's the most patient person I've ever met, and I think that's more important in our relationship than maybe I'd like to admit. He has to be the patient one, but also he's just so laid back and so considerate. He'll do whatever I want to do, pretty much. He has fun doing anything, so my favorite thing about him is just how laid back he is. All he cares about is having fun, and so we have a lot of fun together.
I love that she is hilarious. Felicia is one of the funniest people you'll ever meet. It's just some of the stuff she comes up with and the things she does are just hilarious. She's got personality unlike anybody I've ever met. She does some funny things. Another reason I love her is she is going to be an amazing mother someday. All she does is care about other people and do things for other people. She's always thinking about me mostly. She's always taking care of me, always, you know, if it's my birthday, she plans all these elaborate, amazing things. And she's just very, very thoughtful. And she's very, very loyal to her friends, to her family, to me. She's just an amazing person.
Always. And isn't it crazy how life slips right into your life?